Hey everybody, it's Vlog kind of a review. These are my opinions on Nioh. Nioh, in case if you haven't been paying attention, is very much a Dark Souls inspired, if not rip-off, game made by Team Ninja and Koei. The only difference is that I've played Dark Souls and I've played a bit of Bloodborne, not a lot. Had interest, but those games I really couldn't get into. I played probably quite a few hours of Dark Souls and a couple of hours of Bloodborne. And I really didn't like them that much. I just found them too frustrating and not a whole lot of fun. Nioh, on the other hand, which you'd think, because it's just like Dark Souls, you'd think I would just be as turned off by it. But Nioh, I kept finding myself wanting to come back to and wanting to keep playing more of, and I enjoyed it a lot more. Here's why. Yes, it is very much like Dark Souls and even Bloodborne, with some pretty big differences. For one thing, there's a stance system, which basically, gives you whole different move sets, different strengths, different weaknesses, different dodging tactics, and varying different strengths on your attacks and uses of your stamina bar. And I really like that. It's pretty easy to switch through. There's also, of course, a key focus ability, which is after you do any sort of a move or a combo, if you immediately press the R1 button, if you time it right, along with the blue circular flower motion that happens around your character, you will regain stamina much faster. This applies to a lot more tactics and everything else that you'll use while you're in the middle of combat. And I like that when you eventually do get a gun, you can actually find one at one point in level 1, is that, unlike Bloodborne, the guns actually work like fucking guns. There was something in Bloodborne that just really bothered the crap out of me. And I like the fact that you can take out enemies at long distance and even kill some enemies an instant shot if you aim for the head, usually depending on how strong they are or even if they're wearing armor. And I like the fact that enemies don't scale with you when you level up. I actually like the fact that when you level up and power up your character, you actually feel stronger than your enemies. At times, yeah, sure, you can get very easily overpowered. The one thing to always remember, of course, in a game like Dark Souls, though Dark Souls never really felt like that. I mean, obviously, if you got into a fight with more than 2 people, you were going to get your ass kicked. In Nioh, you can usually handle up to about 2 people if you keep a good distance and don't just charge in willy-nilly. But if you're not careful even with one opponent, you will get your ass kicked. And while I have played probably about 11 recorded hours or so of this game, a good majority of it I spent on the first level. And I'm not talking about the tutorial level that the game starts you on, because the game doesn't even introduce everything that you will be doing until the actual first level. You don't even get stances or even key focus or anything like that in the tutorial level. So what else is there really to talk about with Nioh? I like the different weapon systems. I like the key focus. There is some stuff that I don't like that a couple other critics talked about that I thought made perfectly good points. There are too many parts where you do just pick up way too much crap from fallen enemies. Sometimes I didn't pay much attention to it unless it was something that was uniquely stronger in terms of its defense or attack rating. I would usually just go with it. If it wasn't, I would just toss it to the side. The magic system I didn't really use all that much, and by magic system I just mean summoning your spirit in which to increase your strength, which is what I think it did, but only for a short period of time. Primarily, I just focused on the sword. I was going to try and focus on different other weapons, but I just found the sword to just be better for me in terms of my playstyle. In terms of stances, I like them all. High stance is great for just focusing on core strength. You will be slower, and you can't attack as much, and they are much slower. And mid stance is good because you get a parry ability if you can time it properly. There were so many times during combat where I thought I timed it properly, and then watching your enemy's movement for when exactly they're gonna wind up and strike. And what I really like about this game is that if you do pay attention and you play through it properly and you bother to actually learn the system, and then you get into these great one-on-one duels, and you actually feel like a legitimate badass when you do something right. Yeah, just overall, I really liked it. I'm sure there's a lot of stuff I forgot to mention or just forgot to talk about, but overall, I gotta give this game a high recommendation. This is another rare time where I got a $60 game and I really enjoyed it. Please let me know what you guys think in the comments section. Please give this video a like and subscribe if you did enjoy it. Check me out on Patreon. Links are in the description below. See you guys next time.